I'm Noah Dyer, the independent candidate for governor of Arizona. And get out your hanky because I'm going to tell you a sad story. This sob story is called How the Major Parties Made Clean Elections Dirty. Back in the 90s, voters were very frustrated with what they perceived as a broken political financing system. They went to the legislature in order to get them to fix it, but the Republicans and Democrats were happy they weren't willing to tackle the issue. So a bunch of smart citizens got together and wrote a law themselves, a ballot initiative to fix the political financing system, and they called that law Clean Elections. Hundreds of thousands of people signed the petition to put clean elections on the ballot, and once it was on the ballot, Arizona voters voted it in. If you ever get a chance to look at the Clean Elections law, it's actually a fairly interesting and easy read. At the beginning, it provides 8 great reasons why the Clean Elections was undertaken. But the reason we're going to talk about right now is reason number 7. The main point about reason number 7 is that it discourages candidates who are otherwise qualified to run from actually running unless they have personal wealth or attachments to special interests. So the folks who wrote the Clean Elections law decided that we could fix that with a public financing system. The Clean Elections public financing option says that candidates who want to participate in clean elections cannot take more than $60,000 in early donations. It also says they have to raise a lot of small donations. In the case of running for governor, you've got to raise $4,005 donations. And in exchange for raising that money and turning it in to the Clean Elections Commissions, they'll write you a check for $1.5 to $2 million. So the legislature was pretty mad about this law being passed, and they immediately thought of ways to try and undermine it. They couldn't do it directly because the citizens had spoken and had written their will directly into Arizona law. But they did figure out that they could come at it sideways with something that they do control, and that is ballot access. So a Republican or a Democrat, they decided, has to get 5,000 signatures to get on the ballot. A signature costs about $3, so 5,000 times 3 is $15,000, and given that you're allowed to raise $60,000 directly, that's not a problem for a Republican or a Democratic candidate. What they did to independents, on the other hand, is they decided that they can't participate in primary elections and that they've got to get 35,000 signatures to get on the ballot. At $3 a signature, that's $105,000, nearly twice as much as the maximum you're allowed to raise. In other words, it's practically impossible for independent candidates to participate in the public financing option of clean elections. In fact, in the 20 years since clean elections has been around, less than $1 million has been given to independent candidates, whereas over $42 million has flown into the pockets of Republican and Democratic candidates. You know, I said that this would be a sad story, but wipe away those tears. We've got work to do, and you can help me do it. I know you want me to win, and I want you to know that we can win. We can't just sit back and let the Republican and Democratic legislature determine what happens. We've got to fight back. If everyone who's ultimately going to vote for me gave me just $15, that would result in over $11 million in my political campaign, which is as much or more than most of the other candidates will have. We've got an important financial deadline coming up in the next few days, and so I want to ask you if you will give me $15 so that I can continue collecting signatures and fighting against the corrupt partisan machine. I want to thank you so much for your faith and for your action. I promise you that it is working. We are getting great things done, and with your help, we're going to win this election. We will be victorious. Thank you very much.